Welcome to a Modlik bonus mini episode. On this week's podcast, we had the pleasure of interviewing Professor Kenneth Koslowe, Director, Professional Services at Eliyah, Association for Blind and Visually Impaired Children in Israel. Professor Koslowe's father was a rabbi in Westchester County, New York, as well as in Sing Sing Prison. And as such, he was the prison rabbi assigned to Ethel and Julius Rosenberg. I asked Ken to share that story with us. I hope you find it as interesting as I did.
When my father graduated the Yeshiva University Seminary in 1942 as a young rabbi, he became a rabbi in Westchester County, and he was looking for work other than just the rabbi is, small little shul, didn't give him much money. He got a job as a chaplain at Sing Sing prison, a very famous prison. And in 1952, he acquired two famous prisoners, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. And he was their chaplain, and he was their confidant. And he was never willing to, of course, there's no confessional in Judaism, but still, whatever they said was private. But he was with them in their last moments from the years that they were in prison. And actually, he helped arrange for the adoption of both their children, of their two boys. And our families have remained close ever since. The boys remained in contact with my mother, my father, to this very day. The Rosenbergs' granddaughter actually came and interviewed my mother for a documentary that she did about her parents. They went through various things. My personal take on what happened is probably over the years, probably Julius had done something, but it is entirely likely that Ethel did nothing other than be loyal to her husband. As a matter of fact, my father decided he had to decide who would go first. And he decided that Julius would go first in the hopes that when Julius was gone, Ethel, being only the mother of two children, would be orphans, would give something up that would allow them to delay her execution. The most unusual anecdote is that the original time for the execution was Friday night. My father, with the help of Rabbi Joseph Soloveitchik, drafted a position that it would violate Jewish law to execute them on the Sabbath, so they should delay it till Saturday night. Because he said, even if you gain them one extra day in Judaism, that's considered a mitzvah. Of course, he didn't count on the fact that the judge was Jewish and not particularly religious. So what did the judge do? He didn't move it away to Saturday night. He moved it earlier on Friday so it wouldn't violate the Sabbath. So that's where my father was on that Friday, and that Friday happened to be my older brother's birthday. So instead of attending my brother's birthday party, he had to attend the execution. But again, the Rosenberg case is unusual in the annals of Judaism and the United States. The only two civilians to be executed in peacetime were Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. It has never happened before, never happened since. And does the fact that they were Jewish have anything to do with that? Well, I will leave that to other people, but my personal viewpoint, without a doubt, it had something to do with it. It was a time when being Jewish was not all that popular, sort of like today, how things change and how they don't change. So again, the Rosenbergs were linked to my father. When my father passed away, there was a big article in the New York Times, a big obituary, which would have made him very angry because the guy who wrote the obituary wrote, Rabbi Irving Koslowe, the rabbi who gave the Rosenbergs last rites. Now, of course, we don't have last rites. That was it. He got that whole thing. So we were linked to them forever. A number of books have been written by people. They mentioned my father. And that was it.
Amazing story. How old were you when this happened?
I was, when this happened, I was like too young to be, I was like 4 years old, 5 years old when they were executed. And I was a little bit angry later on because we were followed by the G-men. Because a communist newspaper fabricated an interview with my father where he wasn't allowed to talk as a state employee. And so we were investigated by the FBI to see if my parents were spies. And here I was followed by the G-men and I didn't even know it. But that was it. It was a very different time in American life. And it's sort of unique. My father had two congregations. One is congregation in Mamaroneck, New York, and the other was the congregation in Sing Sing. Two totally different populations.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much. That truly was a bonus